It's Easter Sunday, 10 minutes past 12 a.m. Of course, like Easter Sunday on Sunday. And as some of you guys, most of you suggest, and I believe I'm now taking the late night train from Epping here via Central to domestic airport to catch my flight. Try to escape the people mountain, people see queues at domestic airport, as you guys have seen in the past few days or even weeks, especially during a school holiday or even now Easter long weekend. So it's not the last train from Epping to Central, but from Central here to airport, for me, domestic airport, I'm taking the second last train, as you can see, which is the 6 minutes one, as in the train will arrive Central at around 6 minutes time. Why I'm taking a second last, not the last one in 21 minutes, I will explain that later in the video. So I'm now actually at Mascot Station. So why I leave the train at Mascot Station is because for airport station, if you go to there by train, you have to pay station excess fee regardless of domestic airport or international airport stations. So it's cheaper to take, like, because I'm from Epping to Mascot, and then exit the gate, and then enter the gate again, and then Mascot to domestic airport. That is cheaper from Epping to domestic airport itself. That's the reason. So you might ask, what is the definition of late night train or early morning train? Well, as you can see, the next train, which is the actual last late night train I'm taking, it's coming in around 7 minutes, so it should be 16 minutes past 1. So in my opinion or definition, the next train after the 7-minute one, which is the 3 hour 52 minutes one, that should be the early morning train. So that's what I call, or the difference between the late night train or late night train versus early morning train. The thing is, no matter how early you arrive at domestic airport, so I took the last late night train to arrive at here domestic airport at 18 minutes past 1 a.m. By the way, New South Wales is 30 minutes ahead of South Australia, so 1:18 in Sydney equals to 12:48 in Adelaide. Okay, because I think, yes, for Sydney Airport in general, there is a curfew between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. the next morning, and the basically the building or the security will open not until at 4 a.m. So that means I still have 2.5 hours approximately to kind of chill outside here. Not many people, obviously. 2.5 hours more outside to kill until I can enter the building inside to check in my bags, and then So now less than 2 hours to go before the actual the terminal opens for security at 4 a.m. and I find myself a spot here to sit or take a rest or whatever, because it's kind of a bit private and no one will really come in. And this gate is the closest to the check-in area, as you can see. So if you need to check in like I do, you will need to take the escalator, head upstairs. Down here is when you fly back into Sydney, where you collect your bags and then leave. And it's still, really quiet here. As you can see, you can actually do some exercise like running, or I don't know, to kill your time, apart from maybe like watching videos or so, because there is obviously, even though the terminal is closed, there is still Wi-Fi available here in Sydney Airport, and you can still use it. And the speed of the Wi-Fi, it's pretty good, but I guess because it's just 2-ish a.m. and really like not many people arrive at the airport yet to use the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi, it's still okay. Like pretty good, pretty fast at the moment, but not sure later on when more and more people come to check in from at least 4 a.m. onwards here. So normally I will introduce the flight which I'm flying in domestic. Not domestic. In the station. But because I took the last late night train, the train station staff basically just kind of asked us to leave the station as soon as possible. So I did not mention here, and because it's still around 45-ish minutes, less than an hour to go before the security or the terminal opens. How about I introduce my flight earlier here from now? So I'm actually flying, not sure if you can see, it's just the row behind the arrow, Jetstar JQ762 to Adelaide. So there are basically, of course, like heaps of other flights for between Sydney and Adelaide, but for this terminal it's either Jetstar or Virgin Australia. I chose Jetstar because I know like during Easter holiday it's already kind of expensive, but Jetstar is kind of not that expensive, and I still have some bit of credit voucher that I still have to use. So that's why I chose Jetstar, the flight behind the row, JQ762 from here Sydney to Adelaide. So for some reason the gate automatically opened up around 1 minute earlier, and there are already quite a lot of people waiting outside the airport in the departure level. So let's check in. I would like English. Reference. At least it's responsive to my fingers. I would like hard copy boarding pass as a record for myself. What contact and boarding passes? Oh yeah, and boarding pass. Just now I print the boarding pass only. I have to do it again. Yes, print back. Because just now it's only like either one, and now I have to do both. I have one check bag. This one, yeah. Oh, come on. boarding pass and bag tag printed, bag dropped, security cleared in around 20 minutes. Lol. Okay, so now I'm already inside the area, gate 54, which is the right after security for my Jetstar flight JQ762 from Sydney to Adelaide, which is operated by an Airbus A321-232. It is a full economy class with 39 rows of 3x3 configuration. Well, this aircraft is actually Airbus A321-232, as you can see from the safety instruction card. Inside there's also an in-flight menu. I will kind of have a look because I need to choose, because I have in-flight building with my starter max bundle, and also to motion sickness back in case you need. Then here is a tray table. You can move it back and forth, but you can't fold it in half. Some bits of storage if you need. This is my seat 3A. The leg room or seat pitch, it's 29 inches, but it doesn't feel like 29 inches, probably at least 30 inches. The seat width, armrest or so, it's 17.9 inches. On low-cost airlines like Jetstar, you won't find a USB power socket, but just now when I'm waiting, waiting for the boarding, there is some USB power sockets, and also so in general some power socket in general for you to charge your laptop or phone or etc. So here's my seat 3A. Finally, good morning, as the boarding process commenced around 30 minutes before the scheduled departure. Why I chose 3A on my journey from Sydney to Adelaide? One, because I want to leave the aircraft as soon as possible, while I can put my bags under the seat, because for 1A you can't put your bag under your seat. You have to put it in the overhead locker, whereas 2A is not available. Then 3A is the next option. And also, because we are flying west from Sydney to Adelaide, if you are sitting in A seats like me, you will be more likely to see more coastal view, whereas if you are sitting in those F seats, you will see more inland views. I prefer more coastal view this morning from Sydney to Adelaide. That's why I'm sitting in 3A.
Please watch the crew member nearest to you as we demonstrate the safety features on board this Airbus A321 aircraft.
Hello again. We want you to have a safe and enjoyable flight. So please listen closely while we take you through the safety requirements for our Airbus A321. Your crew are highly trained to help keep you safe, so make sure you listen to and follow their instructions. As we get underway, please make sure your personal electronic devices are in a flight safe mode or otherwise completely switched off. Your carry-on baggage and larger electronic devices should now be placed either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. Check that your seat back is upright, your tray table is stowed away, your armrest is lowered, and your window shade is open. The seatbelt sign above you will be illuminated whenever you must have your seatbelt fastened. To fasten your seatbelt, click the buckle and clasp, and pull on the loose strap to tighten. Undo the seatbelt by lifting the buckle flap. The seatbelt is most effective when worn low, tight, and throughout the entire flight. Make sure you're familiar with the brace position best suited to your seat. The onboard safety instruction card in your seat pocket shows pictures of your brace position, along with other important safety information. The A321 has 8 emergency exits, which we'll now show you. 2 at the front, 2 in front of the wing, 2 behind the wing, and 2 at the back of the cabin. Lights will illuminate, showing you the path to follow to these exits. If we need to leave the aircraft quickly, taking your personal items with you will slow you down, so please leave everything behind. If a mask like this appears from above you, pull it down firmly to start a supply of oxygen. Quickly put it over your mouth and nose, and breathe normally. By fitting and tightening the strap, and then help others around you. There is a life jacket located in the pouch under your seat. If it is required, remove the life jacket from the pouch, place it over your head, pass the strap around your back, clip it at the front, and then pull on the loose strap to tighten. Only inflate your life jacket as you leave the aircraft by pulling down on the red tags. You can top up your life jacket by blowing into these mouthpieces. The life jacket also has a whistle and a light to attract attention. There are emergency escape and flotation devices accessible from each exit. By law, you must not tamper with or remove any aircraft equipment unless authorised. You must comply with any instructions from our crew and any signs that you see on board. Smoking is not permitted anytime, anywhere on board the aircraft, including in the bathrooms. It's our pleasure to have you on board with us today, and we hope you have an enjoyable flight. Thanks for listening.
And if oxygen is required, please ensure you remove your face mask first before fitting the oxygen mask, which will drop from the panel above you. Very shortly I'll be dimming the main cabin lights. If you do wish to continue reading, you'll find the reading light switch in the panel above your head.
service has technically begun as soon as the seatbelt sign is already switched off, but probably it's from the back row to the front row. I'm sitting in 3A, so it should be quite a while. So let's introduce more other features of the aircraft. So there are 3 individual air vents so that you can adjust the temperature to your seat, and also individual light as well, just in case might be a little bit too dark and you want to do some reading or etc. You can adjust the light as well, and also a non-adjustable coat as well, or maybe for later on when you have your eating drink, you can hang your mask out there, because for the duration of the flight, except eating mask. I mean, you still need to wear it on all Australian domestic flights. That is regardless of interstate, like from New South Wales to South Australia, or interstate also, you still need to wear a mask. That's my meal on board this flight from Sydney to Adelaide with my economy max bundle. That includes a meal deal worth of $10. So I chose cheese and crackers. As you can see, several I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slices of cheese, and also 5 pieces of crackers as well. For drink, I got a cold drink, which is a bottle of Spring Valley orange juice, and it also offered a glass cup of ice as well for you to, in case you want to drink it with the orange juice. So as we descending into this, as you can see, a bit cloudy Adelaide, let's conclude the flight here. So no matter how early you arrive at domestic airport, the whole building, or for check-in security opens at 4 a.m. But if you ask me when should I arrive at the airport, well, it depends on your flight, like when you're flying. My flight today from Sydney to Adelaide departs at 6:50 a.m. and because today again it's Easter Sunday, which is, and with the restrictions easing, I chose to take the last train to get to the airport and then chill around outside the building and then wait until 4 a.m. to check in. And the whole process is pretty smooth. The staff continuously reminded us to print our boarding passes and also bag tags, then tag the bag tag around our bag if we have, because I have, and then head to the bag drop kiosk and then go through security. The whole process took around 20 minutes, which I would say it's pretty smooth. Inside the area, there are plenty of seating options with some, but not a lot, USB power socket, and also, or in general, charging outlets. The flight today, it's, I would say, 70 or 80% full, because there is a spare seat between my window seat and also the 3C aisle seat, and my front row and the back 2 rows were all empty in terms of 2 ABC, 4 ABC and 5 ABC. The cabin crew were really friendly. They tried to engage, especially during this Easter holiday. The meal service, one of the cabin crew patiently explained how the meal deal actually works, and to politely correct my mistake or what I thought, but which was not actually the case. Sorry for no toilet tour today, because my neighbor, a passenger sitting in 3C, kept on sleeping, and in such a roughly around 2 hours flight, I do not want to bother him. So apart from just eating, I'll just the natural scenery outside. It's the so-called in-flight entertainment, and the leg room, because no one's sitting next to me, and you can put your bags in the spare seat, and then so that you can stretch the legs into your own seat, which makes the seat pitch. It claims to be 29 inches, but it doesn't feel less than 29 inches. It doesn't. I mean, it feels like more than 30 inches, which is pretty comfortable on this around 2-hour flight from Sydney to Adelaide. For restriction wise, again, there are no border declaration needed. Previously entry check SA from any interstate to South Australia, and you are not needed to be fully vaccinated. I mean, you do not need to be fully vaccinated in order to travel interstate to South Australia. Yes, and one thing I noticed is usually for Jetstar they will give those flywheel pack at the boarding gate, but it seems they were not enough basically, or maybe they forgot to put flywheel packs at the boarding gate for passengers to collect if they wish, although you can ask for them during the flight, but it seems today's offering was a bit different than usual. But anyway, it is a comfortable flight flying Jetstar on Airbus A321-232 from Sydney to Adelaide. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this video by clicking like, subscribing to this channel, and following my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. I would update them regularly on how I spend the coming few days in Adelaide. So be sure to stay tuned. Last but not least, Happy Easter.
to Adelaide, everyone. Jetstar would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been turned off, and be careful when opening the overhead lockers, just in case your luggage has moved during the flight. As a reminder, smoking is prohibited whilst disembarking and throughout the airport terminal, and if your mobile phone is within reach, you may now take it off flight mode and use it accordingly. However, we do ask you refrain from using all electronic devices if you're walking down the stairs across the tarmac to access the terminal building. For those of you who may have difficulty using the stairs, feel free to use the forward left-hand door to utilise the aero bridge. And on behalf of the captain and the whole crew, we'd like to thank you for flying with us today. Certainly hope you've enjoyed the quiet journey. On behalf of all the crew, happy Easter. Have a great day ahead.